Greetings, this is Endless with VGMechanica.com. Let's get started a little more with EvE Online. I'm going to show you the starter profession agents. So these are some of the first agents you're going to talk to after you get through a bunch of the starter tutorials. And they're going to give you your first steps into each of the professions. So normally you would advance the tutorial and it would lead you to them, but because I stopped the tutorial, I'm going to have to kind of restart it. So you bring open the help menu and go to tutorials, and one of the buttons right here is show career agents. So you click on that. So it shows us the different agents for the different careers, and they're all in Malachur. If you right click on it and set autopilot or set destination like I showed you the other day, it will tell you where they're at. They're only one jump away, so they're going to be really easy to get to. So each of them covers something different. You have a military career. You have an industry career, which is building things. Exploration is scanning anomalies down. Advanced military is advanced tactics. And business is buying and selling on the market and trading. Industry also encompasses mining. So we're going to undock and we're going to go over to those agents. And I do recommend you do at least one mission from each of these agents to get an idea of the scope of the entire game. Gonna go to the next system there.
Warp drive active.
A little advice on your chat windows. So as you can see, each chat window has a tab. Rookie help is where you ask your questions. I'm going to close that because I could probably be answering those questions. Corporate, again, like I said, it's your default corporation with all the other players. Local are the players that are in the solar system with you. So there are 20 people in this solar system. I like to do this. If you click on the tab and pull it, it'll give it its own window. And I like to give local its own little window. I also like to click show text only, so when people do talk, it doesn't show their picture and it kind of compresses things nicely. So Constellation, no one ever really uses Constellation, so you can close that too. So really, when you're just starting, you're going to have your corporate window open, you're going to have local open, and then if you start getting into PvP, you'll have your intel channels. It never really gets more complicated than that. Something else is you can click this pen button to kind of make them a little more transparent so they're not in the way of everything. And also, you'll see a little arrow up here, and you click it. And you can still highlight them and get their names, and you can always pull it out. I like to do that because I like to maximize my window space. It's on my character sheet, so that I can see as much as possible. So we're going to jump through the gate. Going to dock at the Republic University.
Warp drive active.
Again, it's drag left click in space in order to rotate around it. middle mouse wheel zooms in and out, and so does clicking both buttons at once. So this guy warped at the same time I did, so he's actually, when that happens, you can see each other in warp. It doesn't happen often unless you jump in fleas, so that's pretty cool. Epic cheesecake monkey.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay, we've docked. So these are the agents available to us. Now let's pull that open. It tells us what they each were. So I'm going to do the industry one, because I've already shown you combat. So now I'm going to show you industry. His name is Uba. So you right click on them or double click on them, start conversation. So it's telling you not to decline missions too often. It's good advice. If you do it more than 4 hours, you lose standing. As you do more missions with people in the same faction or stations, you'll get better standings, which will in turn allow you to use higher level agents, which will give you more rewarding missions. So you'll see this says 1 of 10. So there are 10 parts to finish this storyline mission. So he wants me to go and mine 999 units of Veldspar. It's right here in system, so that's pretty easy. Gonna give me a miner and some ISK. Like, he wants me to give him collateral. I don't know why he wants me to give him collateral. But 1 credit, so weird. Okay, so we've accepted. And now we got the little tutorial thing. Mining is a backbone of the EvE universe. It's explaining mining. When you mine the asteroids, you get minerals and ore, and then you can either sell them, or you can reprocess them into minerals. Minerals are what are used to directly build things using blueprints. And you can either build things with those minerals and drastically cut the cost off of items, and then you can sell that item, ship, guns, whatever, or you can use them for your corp if you want to build your own ships for combat. It's good to have industry players. So we're undocking. The noob ship has a mining laser on it. I'm not actually sure how much cargo space we have, so let's check that real quick here. So we should have enough. We have 120 cubic meters. Oh, still don't have industry. Okay. Okay, so if you right-click anywhere in space to get the space contextual menu, the very first thing in the list of astral bodies is asteroid belts. And you can really just kind of pick one at random. They're all basic asteroid belts here. Sometimes you'll see ice belts, and that's for ice mining. There are different ores in the game, so when we get there, we're going to click on an asteroid, and it'll tell us what ore it has. Quick little trick here in the overviews. One of the default overviews, and if you click on this tiny little arrow here next to overview, load default is a mining overview, and that will show any and all asteroids here in your overview. It makes it a little easier to find them. It's also a good way. There's cool stuff you can do with the overview, but that's for another mission. Okay, apparently So, I've never really seen it happen on a noob system, but I guess it can. What can happen is players who have been playing a while can get so efficient at mining that they can just completely empty out a belt. One of my corp mates actually runs up to 8 accounts at once, doing nothing but mining. And that's crazy enough in and of itself. And he'll run it in some high-end mining ships. So what I think may have happened is they've cleared a lot of the belts here in the starting system. Which is really crappy if you think about it. Oh, hey. Sweet. They thought this through, though, because it's a mission. It's given me a dead space encounter where I'll get my own personal mining asteroid belt. But normally you would just jump to an asteroid belt. You'd go to a system that isn't as frequented as high-sec systems, something like a less popular system. We'll go into security level later. And then you'd mine there. Alright. So we got a very own Veldsparred rock. It's popped up in my overview. If you click on information, it tells us that there's 333 units left on the asteroid. It's actually kind of small for as big as it is. So you target it like you do in combat. And it's big, so it should target quickly. And then, this is my civilian miner, so when you get by default, you click on it, and now I'm mining. Get my cargo bay open. Welcome to the exciting world of mining. Now I sit here and wait. So it's going to go through a cycle here. It's a slow cycle. Mining it's a little slow, it's kind of zen. It can get exciting. I mean, when you get into the better the belt, the more likely NPCs, pirates, we call them rats, will spawn and attack you. So you'll need a better ship that can either put up a good defense or put out drones. Okay, so we've finished a cycle. So now we've got 330 units, but we need 999. Oh, I was misreading that. So that's not how much are available in the belt. That's actually how many units you need. You need 333 units to take it to a refinery and refine it into something else. It actually takes a mining scanner, or called a survey scanner, to actually get the proper numbers of what is left in a asteroid belt. I am not a mining player. I am very familiar with the fundamentals, but this is not part of the game I regularly experience. So now I have 660 Veldsparred, and my inventory filled up a little more. So a trick people who do nothing but mine do is... I don't know if I want to show you this. It's kind of not safe, but I'm going to... If you hold shift on an item and drag it, you can drag a part of it. So if you right-click on something in your cargo hold and hit jettison, it goes out into space. It gets its own little container. We call them jet cans because it's a jettisoned container. But if you open it, you'll see it has this monumental amount. I mean, that came out of her ship. It has 27,000 cubic meters in it. So something some miners do is while they're mining, they'll drop stuff into the can so they don't have to keep jumping back to the station. This is very unsafe because any other player can come, grab the stuff out of there, and warp off before you can even do anything. The way to do it safely is to train your skills so that you can use a secure container, and then you put the secure container out, and that one's locked, so they can't actually open it. Maybe I'll do a video just on doing things like that later, but that's kind of the overview of that little trick. I'm going to take that out of there. There are different asteroids. They all process into different minerals for different things, and they have different prices on the market. Okay, so my cargo bay is full. My miner will automatically stop mining because there's no point in keeping going. So we're going to dock, and we're going to give over the minerals we just grabbed. Again, mining lasers have a range just like a gun. You need to get close enough. Wow, it's actually teaching you jet can mining in the tutorial. And it even gives the same warning. Jet cans last 2 hours. That's important to note. Do it in groups. Okay. So I actually didn't know the tutorial taught jet can mining. That is amusing to me. Don't do it, guys. Not worth it. Just immediately train anchoring. It's a corporate skill, and start buying secure containers. So we're going to turn in this mission. Alright, and that is mining in a nutshell. I mean, you're going to, if that's what you decide to do, you're going to mine, probably get your processing skills up, process. You'll see some of the stations will have all these icons here, and one of them is a processing plant, where you can take those minerals, or even items, and process them into minerals. Or take the ore and process them into minerals. Some of the other things here are, well, these are pretty cool. You should check them out. Your cloning bay, so when you die, your memories are transmitted to the station where you got a clone at, and they're put into your clone. You insure yourself to so many skill points, so I have... not very many, obviously, news character. 97,000 skill points. So, you will get... let's do this. So, I've already got a clone. Just by default, you get a 900,000 skill point clone. You can change the station. You can upgrade the clone. So the more skill points you get, the more expensive the clone. Somewhere in this area here. So every time I die, I have to pay, 7 million-ish. And yeah, it's straightforward. If you're inadequately insured and you die, you will lose skills. You won't lose all of the skills down to whatever your points were, but you'll lose skills. Shutdown in progress. EvE shuts down every night for an hour at the same time. They give you an hour notice, and in the last 10 or 15 minutes, a timer pops up and lets you know what's happening. So I've still got an hour. It's late at night for American players. A little less convenient for European and Asian players, but it's just once a day, and it keeps the servers nice and happy. There's other cool stuff here. Look. Oh, I was going to show you ships. So as you start, you will see different ships have different bonuses. And there's a frigate here. I'm Minmatar, but every race has an equivalent that has mining bonuses. So if you decided you really want to mine, this would obviously be the first ship you get. And then the next step up from frigates is cruisers. And yes, there is a cruiser that specializes in mining. Also has a combat stuff where it can give bonuses tracking links. But then from there, you can mine in a battle cruiser, which is kind of the next step up, but you will probably start training your industrial ships and your mining barges. These are ships that are not limited to one race. They are all races. So the Procurer is a little basic mining barge. It's a ship that's completely dedicated to mining, and it can equip strip miners. Strip miners mine at a much faster pace. And then you'll eventually get into industrial capital ships, where you're in this very large mining barge that other ships can dock with and open up your cargo bays and put their ships inside of your ship. It gets crazy. So I think I'm going to end it there. We went over mining. Next time I'm going to go over fitting your ship. Actually, next time I'm going to go over using EvMon. EvMon is an external utility that is pretty much vital to using this game. And then we'll go with fitting your ship the easy way. Yeah. And we'll call it there. Take care.